Short-term loans through the month of January are the choice of many as they struggle to meet their needs until the next paycheck. Industry experts warn that if consumers want to get out of their debt spiral, their financial planning needs to be a little more thorough. Our business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo filed this report.
South Africans' appetite for a variety of credit lines is on the rise and is expected to spiral even higher in January as consumers grapple with rising costs of living. And while experts say that high debt levels are not healthy, they do agree that it's how you manage this debt that is vital. Independent financial coach Eunice Sibia says December and January is an annual event that South Africans should know to prepare for.
Now, unfortunately, as South Africans, we have a very low rate of financial discipline. Yet we have a high uptake on debt. So that scale is very unbalanced. Therefore, it will dictate, quote unquote, that most South Africans will be reliant on debt for everything, every expense that they need to take care of.
Sibia adds that there isn't necessarily a spike in loans taken out in December because most people get paid and receive bonuses, but that it's when the reality of January hits that we see the rise.
December and January almost run like one complete month, even though it's two separate months. I think for consumers it feels like it's 1 month because often you get paid around the middle of the month in December, and then your next paycheck is all the way at the end of January. And in between, it seems like everybody's asking for money.
Benay Sager, CEO of Debt Busters, agrees, adding that the festive season for some consumers is just one long period of needing money.
All of them are very active this time of year. Some of them don't even take the effort or make the effort of advertising because people just flock, for loans.
Sibia adds that these trends show that some consumers are sticking with regulated microlenders and other financial institutions, avoiding loan sharks, while others have no choice but to turn to a mashonisa within the community due to bad credits.
Often this is a bit of a necessity for consumers because they need to pay for school fees and a few other things that come in, between now and essentially the end of January. So I think as a result of that, you would often see all consumers would be dipping into their overdrafts or whatever it might be. Generally for those kind of amounts is what we see. And again, it's because there's a number of largish lump sum payments that are generally required between let's call it the middle of December and end of January.
Sager argues that this often comes from a need to meet big item expenses such as school fees.
Managing your finances is also a difficult situation. We must not underestimate how difficult it is day in and day out. What I really want consumers to be is in that third group where they're actually tackling it head on. So don't ignore it. Don't freeze because you do have options available.
But he warns that once you do have credit that seems overwhelming, freezing and doing nothing or ignoring the problem is not the solution.
I came across a quote the other day to say financial management is 20% knowledge and 80% behavior. So I need to make sure that I know enough because my behavior and the decisions come from what I know. So basically, we are what we do.
He says people must understand what is coming in and out every calendar month, their cash flow position in that month, and a breakdown of the expenses that need to be covered. Sibia agrees, adding that it is consumers' responsibility to manage their debts and become financially disciplined. However, there are many consumers who are choosing to pay their debts ahead of time as interest rates continue to rise and they fear falling behind. A survey conducted by TransUnion in the third quarter of last year shows that 1 in every 3 people paid off their debt faster over those 3 months, with consumers aged between 25 and 40 paying way ahead of their schedules. For Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Randburg Square, Johannesburg.